Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, October 1st. Welcome to October. And it is 67 degrees, right? It's a little warmer this morning. And 85% humidity. So anyway, hope you're all doing well. And thought I'd come on and just talk a few minutes. I'll talk a little bit about Tim and anything else that crosses my mind. So I ordered these sunglasses. These are some I ordered from Temu, Shein, wherever. And if you'll notice this thing on the earpiece, I don't like that. Now, I didn't notice that in the picture. I do like the shade of the sunglasses. You know, I want them a little, I wanted a pair, you know, I broke my other pair that was just shaded enough and that I could wear like on a cloudy day or a partly cloudy day, late in the afternoon. And, you know, that also gave me that coverage for sunscreen down, you know, underneath my eyes. So I ordered these. And I do like them. They're very heavy. But I just don't know about that thing's pulling my hair. I'm trying to fix it to where it's not. I don't know. I just wish it didn't have that. That's all I'll say about them. But other than that, I like them. All right. What else I got to say? I don't have anything else to show you. I was going to bring something, but I didn't. A roll of paper towels. All right. Let's talk a little bit about Tim. And, you know, I've been trying to remember the name of that car show. And then when I get in here, I know it's Slammin' or something like that. And, you know, I should have just kept saying it over and over again, but I didn't. Anyway, it's that car show. I'll list it up here. And it's I guess when I think about the cars, I think about them that they're from the movie series. I want to say Gone in 60 Seconds, but that's not the one I'm talking about. See, I can't think this morning. I should have rehearsed this, and then I could have looked up what I wanted to talk about. Anyway, or took notes. We know Cal Pody don't like for me to take notes. I don't really care what he thinks. I like to say his name because, you know, he thinks he's I know it all. See, I started talking about Cal Pody because he loves to use the truth teller, the hater channel's names. And he's added Stewart to that list too in his titles. Okay, Tim, he went on that Rainbow Falls trail. And, you know, I told him he obviously just glances at my videos. He don't really study them. He can look up how difficult a trail is. His friend Sal should be able to tell him how difficult a trail is and how long it is. Well, that trail is like 5.6 miles round trip, something like that. And, you know, I kept saying, well, and he did take my advice because I kept saying, where's our falls? We've not seen any falls yet. But I didn't watch that video, and I don't know that I will. If I want to see Rainbow Falls, there's up-teen videos on there that's only 5-6 minutes long I can watch. Now, I'm never going to go on that trail. I can tell you that right now. Because I'm not putting my body through that. I don't care if I weighed 100 pounds. I'm not putting my body through that. Not at this age. Maybe if I was 40, I might. But not at this age. I'm not. Anyway. So then he proceeds to, of course, from what I understand, because I didn't watch it, he says it himself, he kept talking to people. Does he really think people want to talk to him on a trail? I get it. Hi, how are you? Nice day. You know, nice weather we're having. But then I'm a YouTuber. Look me up. Sarasota Tim. You know, does he really think people are going to look? I mean, I've never had anybody to do that to me. Nor do I want them to. And, you know, my thing is that if you got to tell somebody to watch you over and over again, there's a problem. And I know he's proud of himself. But just because you tell somebody to subscribe to your channel because he wants that plaque, then you're going to get views. Views is all that really matters. I'm telling you. Yes, once you get to 1,000 subscribers, views is what matters. Now, of course, if you want to get up there to where I want to get there, to 10,000, so I can link more products, then you got to get to 10,000. And I think once you get to 10,000 too, your channel starts being pushed more. I do believe that. I thought I'd cut that alarm off, but there it went off. Anyway, once you get up to, you know, I think each little, and maybe 5,000 too. No, I say 5,000 forever. Once you get up to a certain point, it doesn't take as long. Just like when you get to that million, it's not going to take you near as long to get to 2 million as it would have taken you to get to 1 million, because you're being pushed more. And if it does take as long, you're not filming as much as you should, I think. Anyway, neither here nor there. You know, I'm the expert on YouTube. So anyway, yes, I'm wheezing a little bit, but it'll be all right. I just don't get it why he wants to tell everybody. And then he titles that video Sparks in Pigeon Forge. Now, what do you think of when you see sparks in Pigeon Forge? I think, oh my God, there's a fire. You know, and they've been known to have, you know, bad fires in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. So I'm like, duh. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about the car show that I know. I know this car show particularly used to be in Gatlinburg, and they moved it to Sevierville. They didn't want to lose it altogether, but they moved it to Sevierville because there's more room to park the cars. And, you know, there's just some things Gatlinburg can't handle anymore because they've gotten so big. And so things get moved to LeConte in Pigeon Forge or Sevierville Convention Center because there's more parking. It's closer to parking lots. And also, I do think the crowd is a little rowdier. And I know that may sound terrible for me saying that or bringing that up, but from what I understand, it does get a little rowdier than it does at Rod Run and probably the Jeep. But now, I don't know. Just what I've heard. I mean, I know you could probably go in and search the crime statistics. And, you know, I saw somebody leave a message yesterday on somebody's video, and it was talking about that they were not going, they had it, they weren't going back over there anymore. That parking had got ridiculous and everything was money, money, money. And that's true. But these places, I spit on myself. These places, they have to make a living. You got to pay people more. Things go up. It just all goes in a cycle. So yes, now I do think $20, $25 is too much for parking. But I guess the taxes are that high that they think they need to charge that much. I don't know. And they know people are going to pay it. Supply and demand. I mean, that's what it amounts to. There's not a lot of parking in Gatlinburg. So it's naturally going to be, you know, I see a day when it'll be $50. I do. Probably not, you know, 5 years from now, it'll probably be $50 over there. Now, it's fine if you don't want to go because that just leaves more for me. You know, the more the merrier that don't want to go. Well, I say that don't want to go when I want to go is okay. But, you know, I want them to continue to have, and they will continue to have visitors. It's one of the top, if not the top, national park in the country for visitors. So, you know, anyway. And that's not the only reason they go there. They go there for Dollywood. And, you know, they used to go there for a lot of the music shows, but the music shows have been taken over by the amusement parks. You know, you've got Skyline Ranch, you've got Anarchista, Ober-Gatlinburg, although it's Ober Mountain now, not Ober-Gatlinburg. So, yeah, I'm giving you another lesson on Pigeon Forge, as if you don't need one, because Sarasota Tim tells you every day what's going on. He don't know a bit more what's going on over there than the man in the moon. He has to have somebody tell him. And I mean, I guess I have to have somebody tell me too, but I take the initiative to learn. I study before I go. So today he was talking about, in the Walmart video, he's going to Walmart, that he's going back to Florida. You know, the other day it was, he's going to stay in Tennessee. Well, now he's talking about going back to Florida. My thing has always been, he wants to be closer to North Carolina, if that's where Tammy's at. Right now, he really has no reason to go back to Florida. You know, before it was always, you know, he used to say, when he was out west, he would say, oh, I'm never going back to Florida. Never going back to Florida. And of course, I knew that was a bunch of bull. And as soon as, you know, she started calling or whatever, whoever started calling each other, he's right back there. She even flies out there to ride back with him. You know, people, I'm telling you, I don't think they will ever be over each other. And my thing is that why do you, if you're supposed to be together, why do you keep this constant breaking up or taking breaks from each other or whatever? I mean, I think for Tim, it's comfortable because he knows he can always go back to her. And she accepts him the way he is. With a new significant other, he's got to prove himself to him. Now, if Tammy has started a relationship with, you know, anyone else, starting with a T, Tom, then my thing is that she probably, and I mean, he was married as far as I know. I don't know if he still is. I guess he's not. But I don't think it matters with him. But anyway, Tom has a little bit of money. Tom can take her out to eat. Tom can take her on a cruise where she wouldn't have to pay. Those are things Tim can't do or is not willing to do. And even if I think he had it, he's not going to do it because he likes spending other people's money, just like he likes staying in other people's houses. All right, what else I got to say? Oh, Yankee in the South, they're on another cruise. They're going on back-to-back cruises. They were on a 3-day Disney Wish cruise, and now they're going on something else. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I guess it's another 3-day cruise. You know, to me, that's a lot of money. I'm like, I guess they're making good money from there. From YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, all I can say is that if you look back at this is just me critiquing. I'm not being mean when I say this. Because if I was talking to her and she asked me, this is what I would say to her in a nice way. But I wouldn't just offer advice. This is if she asked me. And I know she don't watch my videos or whatever, but she doesn't look happy. This is Dawn of Yankee in the South. She looks, if you go back and watch when they first started doing cruises, she looked happy. In these, it's like, do we have to do this again in front of the camera? And I don't know, maybe they're recording it over and over again. Maybe they're, doing one of those things. I don't know. But it's just like, do we have to do this? And he always starts with, are you ready, Dawn? Or no, or Dawn, are you ready? Something like that. I'm getting probably him and Triple H confused on wrestling. But she used to go like this, ready. Now it's, I'm ready. I'm like, you've got to put in just a little bit of effort there. I'm going to start asking my friend over here, whoever that is, if they're ready when I start a video. Anyway, that's just from observation. And she acts like she is totally out of energy. And, you know, that could be a lot of reasons. So my thing is that I think that he needs to give her a break from the camera. You know, and I understand that if you give her a break, people's going to start saying, where's Dawn? Where's Dawn? Well, I mean, you can show her briefly, but she just looks like she's so tired of it. And sometimes you got to back up and punt when you're like that. I've taken time off from here, you know, when I don't feel I'm as energetic, or I've got other things on my mind, and, you know, or I'll do a video, not put it up because I didn't look like I had any energy or something. When you're on YouTube, you've got to, or any kind of social media, you've got to have just somewhat of a little bit of energy. I mean, now some people look way overboard, because that's just the way it is. You're not going to keep people interested. And I know I've got to go because I don't want to keep people on here for an hour talking, being a talking head. All right, that's all I got to say today. Hope y'all have a great day. Hope the weather's good where you are. Thank God we got the storms out to sea. And hopefully there won't be no more. Maybe we'll go this year with no major hurricanes hitting the United States. All right, y'all. Or the continental United States. All right, gotta go, y'all. Love you. Bye.
Every morning, tell yourself, today is going to be a good day. Positivity attracts positivity, like a magnet. The brighter we shine, the more good things we attract.